What's up guys, Jake here. For those who don't know me, I'm currently a captain serving on active duty in the Air Force, and in a couple months I will be entirely transitioning out of the military. Now, a couple weeks ago I had to complete TAPS, which is the Military Transition Assistance Program. And over these 3 to 5 days, you're going to be hit with a lot of information about your post-military life. However, one of the most important pieces of information potentially that you need to understand is VA benefits, and specifically VA disability. So in this video, let's recap everything you need to learn about VA disability, but before we go any further, I just need to tell you that I am not a representative of the VA. I cannot speak for them. The final authority with all information relating to VA benefits is with the VA. So go to their website, va.gov/disability, or call their VA disability hotline at 1-800-827-1000. In addition, all of the information that I'm sharing with you in this video is in the participant guide for TAPS. I will include the link to the PDF in the description down below. So when we talk about VA disability, we're talking about a service-connected disability, and you must establish that something to do with your time in service caused your physical or mental health or state to worsen to the point where you need help from the VA for the rest of your life. So to award a VA disability rating for service connection, evidence must be submitted with your claim to show that your current disability, either physical or mental, which was caused or aggravated by your time in service. There are 4 kinds of service connections. There's direct, aggravated, presumptive, and secondary. Direct is the most obvious. Let's say prior to joining the military, you had a clean bill of health. There then was an incident, something that caused an in-service injury, illness, or disease, and there's no evidence of a pre-existing condition to explain it. It happened because you were serving. Aggravated is a pre-existing condition that was documented prior to going into military service. However, something about your job made that condition worse. Presumptive is a condition assumed to be connected to military service if it develops or worsens with a specific period of time after service. So maybe due to your job, you were carrying heavy things all the time. It wore down your back, it wore down your joints or muscles. Over time, it just becomes worse, and then you got to go to the VA to get diagnosed. Finally, there's secondary, a new condition caused by a previously established service connection. Let's say while in service you had a foot injury. This affects your ability to walk correctly. So later on in life, you might develop hip or knee or back problems associated with that foot injury you had while in service. The disability rating that you'll receive is between 0% and 100% with increments of 10. You can Google what rating is given to what kind of condition. However, you max it out at 100%. There's nothing above that. How do you apply for VA disability? And there is 3 ways. You can either do it on their website, va.gov. You can do it in person at a VA regional office, or you can do it by mail if that is easiest for you. And VA disability is a form of compensation, and this compensation is pretty amazing because it is tax-free and paid to veterans with service-connected disabilities, starting with a rating of 10%, once again going up to that 100%. This is compensation paid monthly, starting at that 10%. However, once you get above 30%, you may be eligible for additional allowances if you have dependents. So there's a website, you can Google it on the VA's website, where it's going to show you all the charts. And the VA compensations, effective as of December 1st, 2020, with a disability rating of just 10%, you can receive $144 a month, basically for the rest of your life. There are cost of living adjustments every year, so with inflation over time, this $144 slowly goes up. I think it's fixed to the cost of living adjustments for Social Security as well. 20%, you're getting $284, which isn't bad. You know, multiply this by 12 and potentially you're getting close to about $3,500 tax-free for something potentially minor that only got you a 20% VA disability rating. And once you hit that 30%, you start getting these charts where it shows you based on if you're married or if you have dependents, what the amount you're available for. So with a disability rating of 50%, you can receive $905. This is if you're single, no dependents. Once again, multiply that by 12, and you're getting about $11,000 tax-free a year for having a VA disability rating of 50%. Now, if you max it out somehow and get a VA disability rating of 100%, let's say you're a veteran with only a child, no spouse or parents, now you're getting $32.63 a month tax-free, which is, you know, close to $37,000 a year in VA compensation, tax-free. Now, once you have a VA disability rating, you are eligible for VA healthcare. And this is very important because if you go through the VA disability claim process, even if you're given a VA disability of 0% for something, you're still eligible for VA healthcare for that issue. So as an example, let's say prior to separating, you go to the doctor and you say, hey, my foot really hurts, there's something wrong with my foot. They then do scans, they do tests, they check out your foot and they say, there's nothing wrong with your foot. Well, even if you're given a VA disability rating of 0%, in the future, if you want to see a VA doctor for your foot, you can do so. And let's say that it takes 5, 10, 15 years for whatever condition to develop concerning your foot. This 0% VA disability rating they gave you for that issue can always be increased. In the future, it could go up to 10, 20, 30, 40%, whatever, increasing your eligibility for VA healthcare. And potentially the VA disability rating that you really want to go for is a rating of 50% or higher, because this makes you eligible for VA healthcare for life. There's no sign-up fees, no monthly premiums, and no deductibles. And you're allowed to go to a VA clinic for any condition once you're a service-disabled veteran with a rating of 50% or higher. Now, there still might be some copays for visits or medications, but I mean, this essentially could be free VA healthcare for life. This also gets you into priority group number 1 for scheduling appointments or procedures with the VA, which is more important than being in one of these lower priority groups. Now, if you're watching this video, you might still be questioning if you're eligible for VA benefits. So who is eligible? Anybody who served on active duty, guard, or reserve, or a veteran of these components. However, not family members. So only if you were serving, not a dependent, are you eligible for VA disability. You must also have been discharged under other than dishonorable conditions, so either a general, a medical, or an honorable discharge from service. As it relates to members of the reserve components, eligibility for disability compensation requires that disability result from an injury or disease incurred or aggravated in the line of duty. So because as a reservist, you're only doing 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, if you show up at the clinic because you hurt yourself at your part-time or full-time job not related to your reserve activity, you must prove that this injury or illness was a result from your time serving in the reserves. Now, applying for a disability rating is called filing a claim. Any veteran can do this, and any service member who's planning to separate. Now, the time period that is best to apply for is 100 days or 6 months out from your official separation. The disability claims process is 5 steps. VA receives your claim. VA gathers and reviews required evidence. VA prepares a rating decision. VA prepares claim packets for mailing, and then VA sends a decision, I'm assuming in the mail, with your packet. And when your benefits and claim is effective is dependent on when you apply. So if you apply before separating or up to 1 year after separating, then your claim is effective at the day of your separation. However, if you have a condition that doesn't develop until later, or you don't want to go through the claim process until 1 year after your separation, then your claim is effective the day the VA received the claim. So these are the 3 kinds of claim types, and these really only matter in relation to when you separate. So 180 to 90 days prior to separation, this claim process is called the benefits delivery at discharge. If it's 89 days until your day of separation, this is a fully developed claim, FDC. And any time after separation, this is a standard claim. The reason why there's 3 different time periods and process names is because if you start the process 180 to 90 days, the military is confident, or the VA is confident, they're going to start your benefits seamlessly as soon as you separate. If you do an FDC, then the VA can't guarantee that you'll start getting your disability benefits on day 1 of your separation. However, they can make this retroactive for the date of your separation if it takes longer than 89 days to process it. And then for a standard claim, this is any time after separation, and your benefits are only effective from when you submitted your claim. Now, to visualize the 3 kinds of claim processes, once again, this only has to do with the time period in which you apply for VA disability. So 180 to 90 days prior to separation, you go through the BDD process. The VA is once again confident that they might be able to have your benefits start on the day of your separation. If it's 89 to 0 days prior to separation, you're in the FDC process. You might not get your VA disability benefits starting on day 1. However, at some point within the next year, they'll definitely process and clear. You'll then get benefits retroactive to the day of your separation. Or once you've separated, and for all veterans, any point beyond this, you're just doing a standard claim, and there is no time limit when you can apply for VA disability. And once your VA claim is approved potentially, then the day you file is the day that your benefits are in effect. Now, prior to separating from the military, you're going to have to do a separation health exam. This is called the SHPE, the Separation History and Physical Exam. So every service member who leaves service has to meet with a physician to go over their medical history with their SHPE. And at this point, you can go through the VA disability claim process or not. It's up to you. However, if you do want to go for disability compensation, you must undergo a specific type of exam. This is the VA's Separation Health Assessment, or the SHA. Now, if you go through the BDD process, this is 180 to 90 days prior to separation, then you'll do the VA's Separation Health Assessment. But if you're filing your claim less than 89 days prior to separation, you're going to do the DoD's Separation and Physical Health Exam, and then the VA will get in contact with you when you have to do their health assessment. Okay guys, if you made it this far, then potentially examples might help you out, so let's do some of their examples. Solomon Clark is a young enlisted Marine. In combat, he fell and badly injured his face. This resulted in severe dental trauma that may require prolonged follow-up care. Solomon is separating in 2 months. So if you want to pause the video, you can, but this is definitely a direct service connection. There was nothing wrong with his teeth prior to this incident, and he was injured while serving. Which kind of claim can he do? Well, he waited too long. He definitely is eligible for VA disability, but because he's only 2 months or about 60 days out, he's not eligible for BDD anymore. So he's going to have to do the FDC claim process. And if he is awarded his disability, which I'm confident he will, then he'll get benefits starting the day following separation. Next example, Kathleen Park is an enlisted airman. She had a pre-existing back injury from high school sports, but it never affected her mobility. During active duty, she often carried heavy packs and equipment, which worsened her injury. Eventually, Kathleen underwent surgery and rehabilitation. Kathleen is separating in 6 months. So this wouldn't be direct because she was just performing her daily duties, which is normally safe for service members in that job. But because she had this prior injury from high school sports, her job in the military aggravated her back condition. And because she's separating in 6 months, she's being super good about this, starting the process early. She's going to do the BDD claim process, and she's going to get her benefits starting on the day of separation. Next example, Johnny McDonald served 20 years in the Navy. For part of his military career, he worked with asbestos. He was diagnosed with asbestos-related symptoms and had no other exposure to asbestos since separation from service. Johnny retired 2 years ago, so he's a retiree. However, this would be presumptive. This is something that didn't really aggravate or show while he was serving, but because he worked with asbestos for his job in the military and he doesn't work with asbestos post-military, this would be a presumptive connection for disability. And since he waited 2 years after retiring or leaving service, he'll do the standard claim and he'll get benefits effective the dates the VA received his benefits claim. Last example, Andrew Chang is a National Guard officer. During service, he was diagnosed with bilateral flat feet and received a VA disability rating for direct service connection for this condition. Years later, he began to suffer knee pain. He had never experienced pain or limitations on his knees before serving. His doctor discovered that his flat feet altered his walk, which caused his knee problem. Andrew separated from active duty 15 years ago. So this was definitely secondary. He got the VA disability rating for his feet. However, 15 years later, he started experiencing knee problems. This is 15 years past, so this is definitely a standard claim, and he'll get his benefits effective from when the VA received his claim. Okay guys, that wraps up the video. Once again, if you have any questions about VA disability, definitely go to their website or call the hotline. They are the final authorities on all things related to VA disability. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up so the algorithm knows it's good. In addition, check out my playlist on military benefits. I will link that down below. Till the next video, take care.